Micron is another company that will benefit from this AI boom. But there is a catch. You have to know when to invest in this company because it's cyclical. And to do that, you have to answer some important questions. The first one is, has the business improved? And the answer is yes, quite a lot. Because of this AI boom, you can see that revenue has increased a lot. For the first quarter, Q1 2025, the revenue has increased a lot compared to last year, Q1 2024, from 4.7 billion to 8.7 billion. So almost doubled. And also their margins and earnings. Of course, what's important is their future growth rate. If they can deliver this amazing growth rate and this net income of about 2 billion. If you compare it to last year, you see a net loss of 1 billion. But this quarter, the last quarter, a profit of 2 billion. So, to know that, you have to answer the next questions, which is, what are their products? To assess their future revenue, you have to know what they sell. So what they sell? If you look at the revenue percentage, a big part of the revenue comes from DRAM, dynamical random access memory. You use it in your laptop, also data centers use it a lot, and other devices. And NAND, which is used for SSDs, those products. So as you can see, a big part of the revenue comes from DRAM, which is the most important, and also NAND, 26%. Now, once you know what they do, their products, their main products, their technologies, you have to answer the next question, which is, which are their major competitors? Because if you don't understand the market, their competitors, you might invest in Micron, but maybe that future growth rate won't be enough. Maybe other competitors will take advantage of Micron. So let's see their competitors. Here, I've done a report of more than 10 pages, and you can see the major players from this market, DRAM. Samsung, in first place, a market size between or around 40%. SK Hynix, 25% market share. And then Micron, 20 to 25%. And of course, other players, small players, Nanya and others. Now, this is important to understand their market share and how they shape this industry. Because their future revenue will depend on these players, how much money they can make. And the next question is, what is the future demand for DRAM? Because you've seen the major players, and then you have to ask, what is the future demand? Because of this AI boom, next year and also this year, the demand was quite high and is expected to continue. By 2032, the market size is expected to be about 300 billion. You can see here, better here, 300 billion. Now, there are other reports, for instance, this one, already seen it. The next one, other reports that are saying that the market size may be about 193 billion, so close to 200 billion, compound annual growth rate of about 7%. And you have to decide which one is more close to reality. According to Micron, they expect only for high bandwidth memory a total market of about 100 billion. And if you add other products, you can expect the market size to be about 200 billion. To be realistic, not too high, not too low, so 200 billion. This is the future demand for DRAM, the entire market size. And of course, this total market size will be divided between those two players. Each one of them will take their share. That's why it was important to know the major competitors and their market size. 40% Samsung, SK Hynix 25, and Micron 25. So now let's go to the next question. What is the future demand for NAND, those SSDs? And as you can see, they expect the future demand to be 91 billion by 2025. But of course, you also have to look at other reports. And others expect the market size by 2034 to be about 151 billion, compound annual growth rate of about 18%. Others, the market size by 2025 to be about 91 billion, an increase year over year of about 50%. So you can assume that the market size by 2030 may be more than 100 billion. And once you know their future potential, and of course you also read the report, they are saying the same thing, that the demand is expected to increasing demand growth, driven by AI. This is the most important driver. AI data centers. And once it's clear that they have future demand, you can try to value this business. You've seen their major competitors, the future demand, and you are trying to value this business. How much you can get from Micron. So if the market size for DRAM is expected to be about 200 billion and for NAND about 100 billion, you may expect that their future revenue to be around 60 billion by 2030. In 2020, it was 40 billion. In 2022, it was 30 billion. 2024, 25 billion. And this is important to understand that this company is cyclical. You won't see an increase from 40 billion year by year to 60 billion in the next 5 years. You won't see that. You may see some ups and then downs and then a rebound. You have to understand because this company is cyclical. So the revenue may go to 60 billion by 2030, according or based to future demand. And if that happens, you have to understand how much profits they can make. So it's not clear. I mean, nobody knows how much money Micron will make in 2030. Nobody knows that for the moment. Only in that point in time. So you can try to assess the low point and the high point. So based on future demand, the market cap may be between 60 billion and 120 billion. Why is this difference? Because as I said, and as you've seen, the revenue, this company is cyclical. So the market cap can go from 60 billion to 120 billion. And now, because the demand is high and the next year is expected the same thing, the market cap is about 100 billion. So it might go to 120 billion if there are more good news, higher demand than expected, it might go more than 120 billion. But if the demand slows, you have to know that the market cap can go down to 60 billion. So based on this valuation, you have to make a decision to invest in this company when the demand is low, not when it's high. Because if you buy at the highest point, you have to wait more than 3 years to make a profit. So if you understand this valuation, the future demand, of course, maybe you have other estimates better than mine. And you can expect that the market cap can go to 200 billion. That's also possible. Because, as you've seen, their products, they sell DRAM and NAND. They make most of their money from these two products. But maybe Micron will expand into other products, other industries, categories. And that happens, then the future revenue can be much higher than 60 billion. You also have to understand that Micron might develop other opportunities. But for the moment, to be realistic, the market cap can go to 120 billion based on future demand. If that demand gets higher than expected, then you may make even more than that. So in the next 5 years, the market cap may be about 120 billion. One scenario. And the other, if the demand drops due to competition, it may go back to 60 billion. So as you've seen, the price was up and then down and up. And you look at their revenue, annual revenue here. See an increase, then a decline. So that will happen in the future. You'll see a bump in the revenue this year and next year because of future demand from AI, and then a small decline or higher. So that's it for this video. And if you have other questions about this company, let me know in the comments.